Hey everyone, welcome back to my fortress and my channel. It's Ryan the Kryptonian Collector, and today guys we are going to be doing a preview of the InArt 1/6 scale Man of Steel Superman figure. I have been waiting for this. It actually went up for pre-order a little bit earlier today, and you know I was going to try to get this video done a little bit before, but things kind of happened. But there he is. We're going to go down here and take a look. Now a little bit of history on this. My first ever 1/6 scale figure was the Hot Toys Man of Steel figure. I started collecting comics and just the DC statues, and I quickly wanted to get into something new. I was always looking for new statues, new Superman, anything, which is how I got my name, the Kryptonian Collector. And I'd been collecting for 2 or almost 3 years at the time, and I was still doing my weekly pull file from the Comic Hunter, and I bought just about every Superman statue. I think the guys at Comic Hunter ordered every single one just to target me, but I ordered just about every single Superman statue from them. And one day I saw online that there was a Man of Steel figure, 1/6 scale figure, and I didn't even know the difference between statue and figure at the time, so I was really kind of new to the whole poseability and everything kind of spectrum of the collecting world. And lo and behold, on eBay, I came across a 1/6 scale Man of Steel figure, and this is probably just after Man of Steel had come out, probably in the summer of 2013, after Man of Steel, probably around June, August, and I picked it up, and it was my first ever Hot Toys figure ever. Now that figure still sits in my modu case in my fortress. It is still front and center on the Man of Steel side, and I have been hoping beyond all hopes for a brand new Superman, and lo and behold, InArt has come through. You can see him here. I think the $92 is just the pre-order price. So you pay the $92, I believe it's in US upfront, and then you can get the collectible in one lump sum afterwards. But let's take a look. So I've already seen a lot of these photos coming out, and I was very excited. So you can see it's actually sold out on InArt. I did get my order in on Pop Collectibles. And, you know, I don't like to tell you where I'm getting mine or sway you in any way. So you guys got to do your own research. I obviously got screwed by a company. You can check my previous videos on Toys Wonderland. And, you know, just collect from where you feel safest. Unfortunately, if you're going after this guy on the InArt site and you can actually get from them, it's unfortunately sold out. But we're going to take a look at some of the photos. I'm very excited about it. I've been seeing them all week kind of pop up on my feed. And yeah. So here we have the Man of Steel. Now, first things first, this head sculpt looks exactly like Henry Cavill. I honestly, it's right from the screen. If they've got the head sculpt to this level, I'm going to be a very happy person. I mean, look at that. It looks just like him. I'm going to try to put the photo up here of him, what he looks like, or the photo that it was taken from. It's one of the most famous production photos of Man of Steel right now on the internet. Let's go. Next up. So here we have the next photo, and let's see there. There we go. So you can see we've got 26 photos to look through. I'm going to go back for a second. The suit tone is almost 100% perfect. This is the tone that it was in the film. It may be a little more blue, but not by much. I'm hoping that in different angles you can see a little more blue. This angle, it looks like the suit is gray, but it did look like that in the film in certain scenes. So I'm really hoping that they got as close to the actual material that the suit was made out of, so that they can actually make a really, really good comparison. And here we have the chest cavity right here is what I call it. I have it on my BVS Superman figure from InArt as well. And honestly, it didn't bother me that much. Still doesn't bother me on this figure that much. But it is quite noticeable. And if I'm being honest, it's probably for the posability of the figure. But it does stick out a little bit. But again, his chest probably would stick out like that anyway. But, you know. Moving on. So with this figure, we actually get a head sculpt, another base to put the alternate head sculpt on, which I'm a massive fan of. I've got a couple Prime 1/3 scale pieces right now on order that come with a base to display the alternate head sculpt. And I think it is an amazing idea for a 1/3 scale statue. I think it's an amazing idea for a 1/6 scale figure. This one I can have on my desk. I can have this one on my desk with the alternate head sculpt. And if I want to change it up, I'll take it off my desk, go downstairs into the fortress, open up the cabinet, and just swap out the head sculpts. So kudos to InArt for this. You know, I never even thought that I'd see it on a 1/6 scale collectible, let alone, or a 1/3 scale collectible, let alone the 1/6. So InArt, that's really cool. And I mean, it looks like the cape and the base actually have the same detail, so I'm very excited about that as well. And here we have the alternate head sculpt. Now, this one I do have I'm not sure if it's going to work from every angle. I know which scene they're taking it from, and it does look quite a bit like it, but there is still something that just doesn't look right. I think it's mainly in the mouth. I think it needs a little bit more work. And, you know, I don't have the photo in front of me that they've drawn this one from, but again, it's another famous production photo from Man of Steel, or set photo from Man of Steel. And, yeah, I just think that this head sculpt could use a little bit more work. And obviously we've got the S shield. Now, that's the other thing I'm kind of worried about, the S shield being the proper proportion. I know the BVS Superman shield changed slightly, especially with the design. They've got the whole design of the Man of Steel S shield down 100%. But I'm just kind of curious as to the sizing. Now I'm going to bring up another photo here. Whether it is the same size or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's one thing I want to make sure. I'm actually going to probably bring up a photo after recording this and take a look and see. And moving on. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm kind of fanboying out here. This is an amazing shot of the figure. Again, we can see in the lighting, it kind of looks a little bit different than gray. It looks a little more blue. So I do have that hope. And the S shield itself, in certain angles in the film, it looked red. It looked red as can be. And then in others, it kind of looked more rosy than red. So it looks like the light interacting with the suit is doing exactly what it should. So again, kudos to InArt for this. They obviously got the Batman v Superman suit nailed pretty well to a T, except for a couple issues with placement of certain parts of the suit. And you know what? This one doesn't have as much crazy sigils running along it, so hopefully it will be just as good. And moving on, we see the full figure here. The proportions look correct. And again, that is one thing that a lot of collectors and myself had with the Batman v Superman version. The shoulder shield or sigils, the Kryptonian just underneath the shoulder here, it was kind of down a little more, I believe, and it should have been right up and along. I've actually got the sleeve from Batman v Superman, and I could see it. They had that one, the gauntlets correct. This one looks like the gauntlets are spot on, 100%. They were a shinier material, and the trim looks good. It looks accurate, but I do wonder if it maybe should come up just slightly more. Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen that. And again, I'm going to be pulling up the Superman from Man of Steel and just taking a look at some of this. And this is just the prototype, so it probably will change. I'm hoping with fan pressure, if there is any issues, that they will change it. Moving along. And again, you can see how the light is interacting with the suit. We've got different colors coming out of the S shield. That cape is nearly 100% spot on. The red on the boots is spot on. And the only issue I'm seeing here is I don't know if there's this much shine on his gauntlets. Definitely shine on the suit because it does have that metallic underbody suit in the film, so that it really reflects. I think, again, the Batman v Superman suit is my favorite of all time, and the Man of Steel is a close second. I think that Zack Snyder and his team did an amazing job, and I'm just excited to have this figure coming into my collection. And yes, I've already got them pre-ordered, if I haven't mentioned that once or twice before already. And right down here, we can kind of see, I'm going to go back in here. See, I've gotten out of this. We have the base, and I think it's going to be a lot like the Batman v Superman one. It's going to have the shield, I'm sure. I haven't quite seen it here. Yeah, you can see it's going to probably have the shield. And again, I know I've said this, but every time this moves, you can see I love how the light moves on this suit. Oops. So here it is, lighting from the right and the center. And then on the back one, you can see the center to the left. It's going to be good. And moving on, it looks like it's going to have the wired cape. That's great. I'm kind of hoping it comes with the wired and draped cape. I haven't really read anything on it. To be completely honest, saw that the figure was coming out and just blindly pre-ordered it because I liked some of the photos I saw of the prototype. The first obvious photos came out of SDCC this year, and that's where I saw it on other collectors having taken photos of it. So I'm not quite sure with all the specifics. I did quickly order it today, so I did secure mine. But it looks amazing. And this looks like an amazing pose that you can put the figure in. He's obviously coming with the open clasp hands. It's pretty well the regular Superman hands that you're going to get with him, I'm sure. With the difference of it doesn't have that heat vision head sculpt as of yet that I've seen. And again, I just don't think the mouth is right on this head sculpt. The hair, they've got it down to a T. It's perfect. On. This is probably the head sculpt I'm going to go with. It's the one that I feel fits the figure most right now. But if you have a more serious scene idea, this one will probably benefit it more, even with the kind of slightly weird mouth. It kind of looks like he's got his little buck teeth down here, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with that. And again, the suit looks amazing. I can't say it enough. The piping, the S shield is close enough to the piping. I remember, this is going to be kind of a crazy off-topic story, but when I got my first Superman, the S shield and the piping for the collar was quite far apart. It had this extra piece in it that really raised the shoulders. And one of the craziest things I've ever done is I modded my Man of Steel Hot Toys figure. And I took that piece out and I closed the distance. I cut out some of the suit and closed the distance between the collar piping and the S shield. And yeah, I did the crazy Man of Steel Hot Toys mod. And I never liked it. It was quite messy. I'll put pictures up here, photos up here if I can. And yeah, it was just messy. But yeah, again, getting back to this, the collar looks good. It really looks close. The skin texture looks amazing. The coloring, everything just seems to be nailed. And there is one of the hero scenes, and this just gets me excited for this figure. The posing options, the color in the suit. Now, I have the Modu case with the big bar LED lighting at the front. I love it, but obviously, it looks better if you can pose it and get some light on it. But I'm always going to keep my Modu case. I love my Modu case, so I'll have to figure out some sort of a pose. But that's an amazing pose right there. And moving on, again, we can see the lighter blue piping here, and you can see the suit is more of a darker blue, which it did look in certain scenes. The cape, though, is spot on. It was more of a dark red in Man of Steel. I think it brightened up a bit in Batman v Superman. I feel like Batman v Superman, he took his alien suit and tried to pay homage to his Kryptonian heritage and create a superhero suit. And so he lightened it up a bit. But this is definitely just the alien suit that he was given at first, and it's the first one probably recognized as Superman's suit. All right, moving along. Again, the head sculpts make the big difference here. I still think that one looks off on that angle. That one looks way better and looks way more accurate to the photo I'm thinking of. Overall, guys, it's really looking good. You can actually see the handcuffs here, which I saw in a post pointing out. I love how the light is shining off of the piping, but the handcuffs, the scene where the Air Force detains Superman and he kind of tells them, "You can't detain me. I'm just hanging around." So that's awesome that they're going to put that in with the figure. It'll be a kind of, you could recreate the scene. It's just great. I love it. And there we are again. Now this piping, I don't know. I think this was a little bit more up here, maybe. Again, I have to go back through these photos because it's been so long since I've watched Man of Steel not too long ago, but to see these little minute details is very difficult. And I'm sure that some collectors out there are going to go through it with a crazy magnifying glass and just look for every little imperfection. But right now I'm just blown away with the quality. And there we go. Now, again, I've got my Batman v Superman InArt suit in a museum pose, just the normal standing pose. This one, I'm afraid I'll put in the same. I still am very cautious about joints, and I really don't know if I want to put them in any kind of crazy action pose. Maybe I'll try to get him in a kind of Superman 2, the cover of Superman 2 pose as an homage to the Superman issue number 2 from 1939 and Man of Steel itself. Kind of make it kind of cool. Do a Spider-Man Brand New Day kind of thing with it. And you know what? That head sculpt's growing on me a little bit. The lighting, again, piping, great. I love the shadows it's casting. The emblem, it looks perfect. And I'm really hoping it doesn't get crooked or anything because, it looks so good. And it looks like it has a drape cape. So I'm thinking it's going to come with the drape cape and the wired cape, handcuffs, and the hands, the extra head sculpt, the base for it. Oh, man, I'm just excited. That is such a great photo. That is background worthy, everyone. If you have to get a background for your phone, that's it right there. Oh, yeah. I had this poster. I love that they're doing this with the figure. This is one of the posters for Man of Steel. Actually, I got this one put up in my first ever collection room, my first ever fortress. This is the poster I have. I still have it. It's in the stairwell going down to my new fortress. And here they are. There's the figure, and it looks, again, like a drape cape, so that's what's telling me that it's coming with 2 capes. But there's the drape cape, and there's the scene right out of the movie of his first flight. I can hear Hans Zimmer's music in my head. Again, the first flight. And there's the wired cape, so it looks like it's definitely coming with a wired cape and the regular drape. And there is the base for the alternate head sculpt. Looks like you can move the head on it, left, right, wherever you want. For me, it's probably going to sit on my desk. For you guys, if you want to put it with your figure, I just feel like in my cabinet, it would just take up too much space, and space is very important in the main display cabinets right now for me, especially in my DC collection. It's pretty intense. And moving on. And it comes with the Superman key. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I know my first Man of Steel figure came with the life-size replica, which I have in the Fortress as well. It's kind of a really cool display piece that I have with my Man of Steel shirt, which again, I have one of Henry Cavill's worn shirts from Man of Steel. If you've never heard of that, it'll be in my Fortress tour video, or my collection room tour video, and I'll show you guys. But I have the Hot Toys life-size replica right now in one of my cabinets, and that's cool. But it's really great. It looks like there's our next accessory. We're going to get the Kryptonian key with it. And there's all the sets of hands, grabbing, flight, or hovering. I don't know, that's not, those must be the fists right here. And just the relax fists, grabbing, more grabbing, or flight, one of the two. Flight, hovering. And there is the base. All right, so it's much like the Batman v Superman base. My guess is it's going to have magnets in the bottom. He'll be able to stand. I'm wondering if in the rubble there's a place for a flight pole. It didn't show a flight pole or anything to really have him hover. I'm assuming it's going to come with one. They just haven't shown it. And my guess is whatever it is will pop out of here, and then we'll stick the pole, and it will, the pole will probably stick up from the back end, or it looks like the feet will stand right here. So, and the really great chrome or metallic S-shield right on the front. I'm probably going to have mine standing, knowing me, in the kind of museum pose, but I might try to change it up a little bit from the InArt Batman v Superman Superman figure, just to make it look a little bit different. Anyways, guys, we're back to the original photo, which I still think is awesome. But there's one photo in here that, that's going to be the phone background. And let's see if I can find it again. There's multiple that you can make a phone background if that's your kind of thing. I find that when you're kind of hyped for it, get it up there in the background. It could take the place of Spidey's Brand New Day. There it is right there. But yeah, guys, that's it. InArt Superman coming soon. So obviously $92 US. I think when I pre-ordered mine, it showed between 500 and 600 Canadian. I paid 170 as my down payment, and now the long wait. I've got a few other InArt figures from Pop Collectibles on order right now that I'm still waiting on. I've got a bunch that you'll see a video of very soon. And let's take a look at this. Yeah. Well, I guess it's just more stuff here on it. But pre-order time. So it is up for pre-order on certain pages. I know it's available only from this website in Australia, New Zealand, mainland China. Unfortunately, it is not available in Canada or the US. So you have to go through one of those resellers. But yeah. There he is in all his glory. We're going to take a little bit more. Yeah, chrome plating and authentic suit texture. So they've actually gone for the actual authentic suit texture, which looked like was what was on it. And it looks like it has the underbody, the metallic underbody. I just love the stance right here. This could be very well the pose I have mine in. There's the flight. Oh, here are all the accessories. The handcuffs, the Kryptonian key, the hands, the bust and accessories. Looks like, yep. Drape cape, posable cape, and right down here is the actual chart. So there's the figure. You get the extra head sculpt on the bust. The base, there it is. The clear post or the crotch grabber stand, the extra cape, the wired cape, handcuffs, Kryptonian key in the hands. Yeah. And then all the other Supermen that you can order. Anyways, guys, I'm very excited for this figure. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Do you have it on pre-order? Are you thinking about pre-ordering? Let me know, again, in the comments. You can follow me on all my socials. Those will be down below as well. Subscribe to my channel for more great content. I've got a lot more in the pipeline coming down. And I have a review with this guy at some point coming in, box opening or unboxing and review. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.